From the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's favorite gun-toting, Bible-clanging, deplorable American.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes Radio Show, Hour 2, broadcasting border to border, coast to coast, across the fruited plain. Great to have you joining us. It is a very busy breaking news day, and this horrible story coming out of Statesville, North Carolina, home to our wonderful affiliate, WSIC. A private jet reportedly owned by NASCAR driver Greg Biffle has crashed. There are multiple fatalities. That's according to the Sheriff's Department there. I want to go right away to our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line and say hello to the owner of WSIC, Justin Kazepas. Justin, we appreciate you joining us. I can't even imagine the horrors out there at the airport. Can you tell us what you know at this point?
Hey, Todd, appreciate you letting me on. It's with sadness I have to let you and the entire listening audience know that our sources here locally, right, because we are within that local community of, and some sources close to the family, that Greg Biffle, his wife Christina, and both children, unfortunately, we believe to be on that aircraft that has crashed. And so, obviously, hearts devastated. Thoughts, prayers. If you're someone who prays, if you're not, give it a try. But if you are, right now would be a good time.
Do we have any idea what happened?
Yeah, nothing as far as any malfunctions or anything. I don't have any details on that, but as far as the plane itself and who on it. This morning here, I'll just say weather-wise, there was a bit of a mist and a good bit of fog just locally this morning that kind of hasn't been here for a couple of days. And for those who know, Greg Biffle, obviously a historic NASCAR career and racing career, but I'll tell you, Todd, when Western North Carolina got hit by Hurricane Helene, I don't know if anybody championed as loudly, as often, and as direct to the needs of the people as Greg Biffle and his family. And so it's certainly something that hits home, and you remember that on a day like this.
No doubt about it. And again, this all happening around 10:15 local time this morning. The plane going down. There have been some, again, unconfirmed reports that the plane had taken off. There had been some sort of a mechanical issue. They were coming back in for a landing, and that's when apparently, all of this happened. We have videos up at toddstarnes.com, and it's just horrifying. A lot of fire, a lot of smoke coming from the crash site itself. And I think a lot of people are, reacting to this word coming out. And, of course, you just confirmed the news for us. But Greg was really a humanitarian. And I think that's one of the things that really endeared him to so many people, especially there in Western North Carolina after Hurricane Helene.
And really with, having his access and skills and knowledge in how to fly into these kind of tight places, right? Because he's going in there with some small planes into an area that was devastated and bringing in supplies. And he was the one really who had a lot of that footage to really inform the entire country at that time what was really going on in Western North Carolina at clearly, if you think back to that time frame, a pivotal point in our country.
Justin, I'm curious. I know Statesville is a good-sized town, but I'm wondering, what are people talking about? I have to imagine this is the big story there in Statesville.
Well, to be honest with you, Todd, it's one of those things where, hey, happy Thursday to you. This is terrible news that we're gonna let you know about. It's again, we're in the middle of the week, and when just something like this happens, you definitely stop and you say to yourself, man, what happened? And so. I think there's still a lot of pieces being put together. Obviously, like you said, there's different reports coming out and all that, but certainly a time of tragedy locally.
Well, it is. And again, we really appreciate you phoning in real quick here, Justin, giving us the lay of the land locally, this regional airport there in Statesville where this private jet went down. Justin, thank you again. Appreciate your reporting on this.
Todd, we so appreciate you. Grateful for the show. You know, WSIC and everyone there around Statesville and Greater Lake Norman are absolutely nuts about you, and we're wild folks, so we appreciate you.
Well, likewise, and that feeling is mutual. Justin Kazepis, everybody, owns a great radio station there in Statesville, WSIC. And we'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon on this terrible tragedy. Certainly NASCAR fans just devastated by this news. Well, I want to set up our next guest here. He is just a wonderful, great American patriot. This young man, a student at Olivet Nazarene University and a part of the TPUSA organization there. And this young man has received so many death threats and apparently very credible threats on his life that he had to leave school, finishing school off campus for the semester. I wanted to bring into the conversation. You heard Congresswoman Kat Cammack and I talking about Jacob York in the last hour of the program. Jacob joins us by phone today. Jacob, good to have you on the show.
Hey, Todd. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
All right. Jacob, first, I just want you to take us through what happened to you. So you've got TPUSA there. You're the chapter president there?
Yeah, I'm the chapter president at the unofficial club at Olivet. We're recognized by the Turning Point organization. We are not an official club at Olivet. However, we do some things off campus and whatnot, and then do some informal gatherings and such. But yeah, the whole situation kind of picked up right around Thanksgiving, where we had our first event off campus. It was a big hit. Shortly thereafter, I did an interview with Fox News the Tuesday of Thanksgiving week. And then on Thanksgiving morning, I got an anonymous DM on Instagram of someone who was very violent and very vulgar and was calling me a racist and saying they wanted to kill me and all these other things. And so that's kind of when the situation picked up, and that same account then DM'd the TPUSA at ONU Instagram, said something very similar, and then DM'd me again a week later. So then I had to be moved off campus because it's hard to figure out who those anonymous accounts are really quickly.
Yeah, I want to read what was written, and I have a couple of questions for you. This is the message you received. I'm going to find you in Chapman and slit your throat in your sleep if you keep posting racist blank like that. Please post your God and Savior Charlie Kirk one more time. So tell me, Chapman, is that a dormitory? Is that a location on campus?
Yeah, that's a freshman male building as far as I'm aware on campus. And yeah, it's pretty central in the main area of campus.
So how would this individual know that you would actually be in that particular building?
Yeah, so to my knowledge, it would appear that it would be some sort of student, or at least somebody who knows some general information about Olivet. I mean, who knows, though? This could be a guy from all the way across the world who just did a little bit of research and wanted to say one thing after he found one thing on the website. It's really hard to tell, but because often the language, and then there was also multiple comments on my personal Instagram like, hey, we don't want you here. Please leave our campus. Please transfer, stuff like that. And it would appear that it's somebody who's at least familiar with Olivet to at least some degree. But yeah, genuinely it's a shocking moment when you receive something like that, and hard to put into words for sure.
I can't imagine now. And tell me, what year are you there at the school?
I'm a sophomore here. I just transferred in. This is my first semester at Olivet. I was at a Division II school where I played baseball last year in UW Parkside, University of Wisconsin Parkside last year. So this is only like my fourth or fifth month on campus.
Wow, welcome to Olivet Nazarene. Jeez, Aloo. What a welcome. Now, are you playing ball there as well?
I am, yeah. I'm very, very happy with the team, very happy with the coaching staff. It's going to be a great experience, and they're all super supportive of me and have loved me very well throughout this process.
But again, you literally had to leave campus. Tell me about that. Why was that decision made?
Yeah, just because you obviously can't really tell over social media. Like, someone can obviously say something like that, but never have any intention to do anything. But also, they might have some intention in doing something harmful to me, or actually just whatever they said they actually want to do to me. So in a situation like that, you kind of have to just be over precautious and whatnot, and just take those certain measures to make sure nothing bad would happen. I mean, we live in a very evil and sinful world, and when you're in a world like that, people could do anything, and especially if we don't know who it is. I mean, it could be a student I have a class with every single day, or it could be someone all the way across the world. We just really don't know. And so you just have to take the extra measure to be a little bit more safe while still continuing to fight the fight that I truly do believe in, and I want to spend the rest of my life fighting.
I think that, well, and I mean, what a great thing to say, and I think it's a great way to look at it. I think for a lot of people, they're saying, wait a second, Olivet Nazarene, this is a Christian school. I think it's going to shock a lot of people to know that this kind of stuff is actually happening there at a Christian school campus.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting way to look at it, because I think oftentimes when you look at colleges and you look at churches or whatever it might be, and you're like, oh, well, they have the name Christian attached to it, so there's no sin and there's no evil there. Well, we're all sinful, and we all fall short of the way that we should honor God with our actions, with our words, and our thoughts. And with that being said, there's evil everywhere. So I wouldn't necessarily categorize that, that this is a, Olivet Nazarene problem. I disagree with the fact that we're not recognized as a TPUSA chapter, but that's a totally different situation. I definitely think that there's things about Olivet that I would change, but it's because I love my school. I think it's a great, it was the best decision I ever made going there, and I love my school and I want to fight for it, but I do think that there are things that I disagree with the school that I think that we can impact and we can change and we can get to the place that we want it to be. But yeah, there's just evil everywhere. There's evil in your neighborhood. There's evil in your churches. There's evil in Christian colleges. And it's the best thing that we can do, and this is what I keep telling people, is just talk and love everybody. And the way you love everybody is by having conversation and disagreeing well. And that's exactly what Charlie Kirk stood for. Charlie Kirk's main message was, the moment you think somebody's so evil that you can't talk to them, that's the moment that violence ensues. I'm sure this person would never want to talk to me in person, face-to-face, because they think I'm so evil and so terrible that they just want to end me permanently. So when you have conversations like that, it shows a matter of respect, but also dignity in what you stand for and the truth that you want to spread to the rest of the world.
Well said. And we're talking to Jacob York today. He is the president of the unofficial TPUSA chapter at Olivet Nazarene University. Your parents, I have to imagine, they're probably a little on edge. How are they handling all of this?
Yeah, I love my parents. They're a great resource and just so much wisdom to gain from them and from this process. And it's been so cool, just even before all the threats and before it became a somewhat unsafe situation. I was leaning on them, talking to them every single day. I'm very close to my parents, and my dad has a life in ministry. He's a pastor, so I've seen how evil people can be to people in leadership positions and people who just want to spread the truth to the rest of the world. So this is nothing unfamiliar for me or them to some extent, but it is a little bit of a different realm, especially for a 20-year-old who's a sophomore in college. However, I have the best parents in the world. I say that to everybody, and so they're not perfect, but they definitely have raised me in a way that I can rely on them, and we're going through this process together. It's not me alone in this situation.
No, well, I'm glad to hear that, and that's a huge thing. The police department clearly taking it seriously. The university appears to be taking it very seriously as well. Again, with whatever happened at Brown University, and we've heard the reporting about the college Republican vice president there who was one of the victims, I think it's also a reminder that, yes, there is a lot of evil, but you also have to be prepared and be on guard at all times, because you never know when, somebody might try to manifest one of these threats.
For sure. And I was talking to some people who were running for Congress last night and running for governor, and we were having some conversation kind of about this idea of just always keeping a lookout. Like, it's crazy that we have to live in a world that you have to be careful walking in your car. And for me, for the last couple of weeks on campus, I was looking around and making sure nobody was following me from place to place. And when I would go to my apartment, I would make sure that nobody was following me in the building. And you have to be really, really careful about that stuff now. And it's crazy to put that in reality, because just a year ago, this stuff was, of course, important to me, but I never expected I'd be stepping into a situation like this or even speaking about all this kinds of stuff. So it's just an interesting world. It's fascinating, but you definitely understand, at least for me, when I read the New Testament and I read about the Apostle Paul, and I read Philippians about to live as Christ and to die as gain in the situation that he was going through, it is a lot more real in some sense, because I feel like I'm experiencing that to some extent of this persecution, whether it be spiritually or socially or politically or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's definitely a crazy world to live in, and it's a crazy reality to come to terms with.
Well, it is. And Jacob, you sound like a great young man. You've got a good head on your shoulders, and you've got great parents, a great support team. I know that our radio audience is going to be praying for you and praying for your safety. And we pray for all of the young conservative kids around America because, again, you guys should not have to. This is not normal, and it cannot be the new normal. We have got to get back to a country where we can agree to disagree without killing our enemies and the people we disagree with. We have got to do that. I've got about 30 seconds. I want to give you the last word. How can people pray for you, Jacob?
I would just say that pray for myself, but others like me who sometimes struggle with the courage to stand up for this fight that we need to. And it only takes a couple people to rally behind the truth to make some noise. I'm a 20-year-old kid who started this 4 months ago, and look where we are now. And there's so many other opportunities and doors opening. So just pray for courage and pray for people to be unashamed of the truth in all situations.
All right, there you have it, everybody. Jacob York, he is a student at Olivet Nazarene University, baseball player, president of the unofficial TPUSA chapter. And Jacob, God bless you. Be safe. Watch your six. And we got your back as well here on this radio show.
God bless you as well. Thank you for having me.
All right. Got to take a quick break. Wow, what a great kid. You see, this is why we do this show. You know, a lot of people, they're like, why do you do this every single day? It's because of kids like Jacob. Because they need somebody that has their back, and that's what we do. And I'm telling you, I've got such great hope for this country because of kids like you just heard here. All right, we got to take a break. 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
Honest and true. Todd Starnes.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You know, Mike has a passion to help everybody get the best sleep of their life. And he didn't stop by creating the best pillow. He also created the best bed sheets ever. Mike is offering the best deal on his Percale bed sheets. You can get a set for as low as $24.98. The MyPillow Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. They look great, they feel great, and that means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Also, for a limited time, when you order over $100 worth of merch, you're going to get $100 in free digital gifts. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $24.98. Order now or call 800-839-8506 and use promo code STARNS. That's 800-839-8506. Use promo code STARNS.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better. You know what I'm saying? And just mentally knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all are going to sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, let's go right to the phones. Doug in Georgia, listening to us on WDUN. Hi, Doug. What's on your mind?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, I have to tell you, I love your show. Everybody should be watching it. I loved Limbaugh. You are Limbaugh for our age. And what you're doing, spreading the message, is everything we need to get people to vote for the midterms. And so you're so powerful, and we really appreciate it. So here's my message today. How is it that we can't trace these death threat calls? I mean, when I was a kid, you probably remember, you're a little bit younger than me, we would make prank phone calls. Well, as soon as there was caller ID, that stopped. With all the technology, with AI, am I to believe we can't trace where these calls are coming from? I mean, this is ridiculous. Either the big tech companies are holding back, not wanting to protect conservatives, or somebody's, I mean, this should be I want to hear Trump say this should be a national endeavor. Eliminate all death threats because on social media, by people knowing, hey, you make a death threat, we know where you are. We can trace that back to you instantaneously. I mean, is that I'm incredulous that this isn't already a technology in play, that a young kid like that, 20 years old, with so much to offer, has to leave school? I mean, this is ridiculous. Your comments?
Yeah, Doug, you're absolutely right. I'm going to have to answer I'm going to have to respond to you after the break here. The computer's going to cut us off. Thank you for those kind words, Doug. That just means the world to me. We love all of our great listeners. We will respond right after the break. Stick around.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Yeah, whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face, never let them have too much screen time, and never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed, never ever become a minivan mom, and you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Happy to have you with us. This is the Todd Stearns Radio Show. This is an interesting report, and I should have warned Luke Simbel, our Republican strategist, about this. Luke, just prepare yourself.
Oh, no.
This is a report out of Hamtramck. I think I got this right. It's Hamtramck, Michigan. The city council there has voted to allow Islamic animal sacrifices in local neighborhoods. Cut number 8, please.
Our city is dirty enough. We don't want to make more dirty.
Debates raged on for at least 3 hours at Hamtramck City Hall over the new ordinance of sacrificing animals.
Really ridiculous, catastrophic resolution.
If it's not passed, then we are ready to take it to
the court for the religious rights. It is constitution.
This was the second debate of the new ordinance, and there was a crowd outside of the City Hall chambers filling out cards to speak, and they were watching it on closed-circuit TV.
No, it's not safe or sane or humane because basements or kitchens or backyards are not suitable places for live animal slaughter.
Many people, including Muslim residents, were against it, citing sanitary concerns if the animals are sacrificed in a home and not in a sterile environment, especially in the tight-knit neighborhoods of Hamtramck. The ordinance that was passed on Tuesday night says religious sacrificing of animals can be done as long as it is done legally and humanely.
I think it's the best compromise. We don't want to restrict religious freedoms, and we don't want to keep it random without regulations.
Many Muslims pay a butcher to perform the religious sacrifice, but for some families, it's just not practical, says Nawar Ali with CARE Michigan.
A lot of families will typically do it in the confines of their property, like in their backyard, their garage, and again, dispose of the animal accordingly.
What happened to all the cats? What happened to all the cats in the neighborhood? Where'd they go?
I want to see the liberal white woman reaction to this, right? They want to bring in all the other cultures. They want to bring in all the other races from everywhere else to de-white America. And now they want to sacrifice the puppies. So where are the liberal white women in their outrage?
Well, just remember, and Dylan, you know what you're going to have to find here, because President Trump caught so much flack on the campaign trail. But when he was talking about Springfield, Ohio, they're killing the cats. They're killing the dogs. Remember that?
Oh, I remember. It's true.
Everybody said, oh, he's off his rocker. No, they're literally sacrificing animals, for God's sakes, in Michigan.
You know, I grew up in Rochester, New York, great little Rust Belt town that New York decided wanted to have all of these refugees and all of these migrants moved to because apparently there were too many white people. And I will never forget, my dad had a storefront in a suburb of Rochester, and we walked around the back of the storefront, and my dad's storefront was next to an ethnic restaurant. We walk around the back of the building, and there was a Chrysler minivan with the hatch up and a goat hanging from it, and they were cutting pieces off of the goat in the back of the parking lot for the restaurant.
I'm not a big fan of cats, but, you know, Fluffy doesn't deserve to be sacrificed.
Fluffy does not deserve it, and frankly, America doesn't deserve to have to put up with this. This is ridiculous, and it's the fault of our leaders.
You know, we got to hear this.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
It's true.
It's true.
When you look at, and this was, they were talking about this last night on Newsmax, how Australia, France have already canceled Christmas events, big public events, and New Year's Eve celebrations, and now Germany. And the reason why is because they cannot guarantee the safety of the people, you know, the Christians and the non-Muslims that are going there to celebrate.
We have let in more Muslims from radical countries who hate us post 9/11 than all years of this country's history pre 9/11. It's unacceptable. And I think people are finally starting to wake up. And if you don't want to feel like you have to guard Fluffy or guard, you know, I have 2 French bulldogs. Do I need to start guarding them at all times? I can't let them in the backyard alone.
What about the Peabody Ducks?
Oh, the
ducks.
The
poor ducks at the Peabody Hotel.
They could host a little slaughter up on the rooftop. I mean, is that where we're going as a country?
Apparently, yes. And I think, you know, years ago, I asked a question. I got so much trouble. I always get in trouble for things I say, but they always turn out to be accurate, right? I mean, I don't know. I've got this knack about reading
That's what scares
the
me.
culture.
Yes.
And I told somebody at the time, you know, if you were to sit down and talk to a leftist, the moral high ground would be to allow the Islamic radical to explode a nuclear device in New York City rather than profile that individual.
You're exactly right.
I mean, that's really, and that's where we went. You know, people were laughing at the time, but they would literally not pull out Muslims from TSA checkpoints because they did not want to profile. Instead, they were, you know, manhandling grandmothers and little 5-year-old girls.
Well, you wrote a whole book about this, Culture Jihad, right? I mean, it was a really great, and what we need to understand is when people move to this country from, frankly, backwards country, honestly, third world backwards countries that are super unsuccessful, they don't suddenly adopt our way of life. They don't suddenly understand the importance of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, our freedoms. They don't, our country's founding stems all the way back to the Magna Carta. It's been taught over generations and generations. And when you have this mass influx of people, they don't share our views.
Well, they don't. And again, it's not unfair or unkind to share facts. But when you have someone like Ilhan Omar saying that Somalia immigrants made America great, that is just simply not accurate when 90% of them in Minnesota are receiving some form of government assistance. So it is not accurate to say that. And we are watching, for example, in Michigan, Hamtramck used to be a Polish city, a Polish town.
Yep.
Every single person on the city council is now Muslim. And when you look at places, for example, even in Tennessee, I was flying back from an event somewhere, and from D.C., it was a direct flight. I was the lone non-Indian on the flight coming back to Memphis. And again, it's just this massive immigration, so much that folks do not want to assimilate. And that's the issue. It's not so much we've got immigrants coming in, they refuse to assimilate.
Well, and in 1925, when we shut down immigration because America was so appalled with the mass migration that was happening then from Eastern European countries and Italy and Ireland, and they were just kind of concerned. People weren't assimilating. We shut down immigration, and we had intensive assimilation through our public schools. Pro-American lessons, greatest country in the world. Even the songs were patriotic in theme. Really, we were assimilating people, and our kids were becoming patriots. And now our public schools do the opposite.
Yeah.
They teach us to hate America. They teach our kids that America is a fundamentally evil country. And so when you don't have that planned assimilation combined with mass migration, it's a recipe for disaster.
To that point, I want to play some audio here. This is from a high school kid, and he's explaining, he was appearing before his school board to explain how racist it is against white people in his school. Cut number 2.
But you must admit how uncomfortable it will be to be characterized just by your skin color on the first day of school and be thought that you were wrong just because of your skin color. So I'll never forget the look one of my friends gave me from across the room as we were sitting there listening to this blatant bias being expressed in the so-called equity statement by the leader of our school. To be clear, I don't need you to tell me that I matter, but hearing the condolences given to other races and leaving just one race out, it inevitably you'll start to feel like you've done something wrong. And in our principal's attempt to unify us, he instead created unwarranted boundaries and barriers between his students, pitting us against each other based on characteristics that we can't control. RHS administration confidently told me that RHS students and staff are happy with their equity statement. But from my experience in talking with other students, this is not the case. I know many kids who disagree with their teachers, but they're too scared to stand up because they're worried that their grades will be docked and their learning experience will be affected. My honors government teacher, I'm not going to say his name, but he's mentioned that Democrats care more about all people while Republicans only care about themselves. And he's also inferred to us that socialism is better than democracy. He even had a statue of a socialist leader in his classroom. I've been told by a lot of kids that they just stay silent and adjust their schoolwork to reflect an acceptable opinion to secure a good grade. I've been approached by multiple teachers who have told me in private that they just want to say that they agree with me and they support me standing up, but they can't say it in front of the class for fear of being disciplined by the administration in some way or losing their jobs. There is clearly only one way to think in this district, and that is that they are teaching their kids to shut up if they don't agree. Now, members of the board, I want you to take a good look at yourselves in the mirror tonight and ask, are you really standing up for the equality of all people, or are you just pushing a damaging political ideology?
Your reaction to that, Luke Symbol?
I believe him 100%. It is happening across this country. It is so bad that the EEOC chair yesterday, Andrea Lucas, issued a public service announcement saying, are you a white male who has experienced discrimination at work based on your race or sex? You may have a claim. Finally, the federal government is saying, nope, civil rights are for all people. Civil rights don't just apply to you if you're black or brown. They apply to all people, and you cannot hire based on race. You cannot make decisions based on what somebody looks like. And finally, we're returning to that fundamental principle. And he is exactly right. The so-called inclusion movement focuses on the things that divide us, the things that make us different, rather than focusing on the unique things that make us Americans, that rather than focusing on the things that bring us together, it's incredibly divisive, and we're seeing it turn with this administration. Thank God. I just hope that it's not too late.
Yeah, you and me both, because this is out of control, and you've got a generation of white young men, especially, that have been cast aside, and they've been told they don't matter, and even to make matters worse, they've made this world a worse place simply for being born. Yep. And I really shudder to think what that's going to do to the psyches of these kids, as they get older.
There were two somewhat high-profile, unfortunately, suicides just here in the Memphis area of two young white men in their 20s the past month. I attended one funeral here, and there was another one a week before, and they were recent college graduates who felt hopeless and dejected, and I can't help but feel that part of the reason for that is because they have been told that they don't matter, that because of their so-called it's because of the so-called patriarchy, because of their history, because they are, historically been more advantaged, apparently, that they don't deserve the same equal opportunities as somebody who doesn't look like them. It's really, really horrible. And like I said, I appreciate what this administration is doing. I appreciate what the Civil Rights Division is doing at the DOJ, refocusing, saying, nope, civil rights are for all people, not just a select class. I just hope it's not too late.
Look, I want to put your prognosticator hat on. Let's take a look at the midterms here. President Trump giving the big speech last night, 19 minutes, sort of laid it all out. Here's what we've done, people. And it seemed to me like he was almost a little frustrated that we haven't gotten it. And so he had to come out and say, here's what we've done.
Look, it's about the economy. And you've been saying this, you've been screaming this from the rooftops. Republicans, focus on the things that are affecting the lives of just normal Americans. It's the kitchen table issues. It is the price of groceries, which are going down. It's the price of energy, gas. Gas is going down, but electricity is way too high. And yes, it is immigration, the increased housing costs due to mass migration that our most vulnerable Americans are having to compete for jobs. And so if they're saying the big, beautiful bill, a lot of those affect Scott Bessent all over the airwaves this weekend, saying as those things start to kick in next year, the midterms are going to go well with us. I think that's what it depends on. We got a great inflation report. Earlier, inflation was lower than expected, the lowest point since I think the beginning of 2021. So I think things are starting to turn. The question will be, do they turn enough before the midterms for Americans to say, yes, we feel the relief that we've been promised?
That's the big question. And look, if the economy turns, I think we're going to do very well, and we will buck that trend because the Democrats, they're in the toilet. And we're going to play some audio in the next hour from CNN. The Democrat approval ratings, it's a disaster.
Yep, and I want all of these podcasts, podcasting is not necessarily real life. Folks do not care about the fight between Candace Owens and Turning Point and Tucker Carlson and all of this. What we need to focus on are the kitchen table issues. You've been doing it, Todd. Not enough people are doing it. And so we need to keep holding our politicians' feet to the fire, saying, let's focus on the things, let's focus on prices. Energy prices are really big right now. I'm hearing it across this city and across the country. Our electricity prices are way too high. What is this administration going to do to address it?
And some breaking news from Capitol Hill. Congressman Chip Roy and Congressman Keith Self, both from the great state of Texas, the Lone Star State, have officially launched a new caucus. It's called the Sharia-Free America Caucus. They're saying that Sharia is antithetical to our Constitution, to the Declaration of Independence, and to the rule of law. So at least two members now joining the Sharia-Free America Caucus.
Fantastic. I think it will resonate.
I certainly hope so, because they're right. Look, Islam is not compatible with Western civilization.
Amen.
I've been saying it for years, and better wake up, folks. Better wake up. Luke, good to see you.
Good to see you, Todd.
All right,
Thanks.
Luke Symbol, everybody. Got to take a quick break. 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Stern Show.
The most trusted source for conservative news. This is the Todd Stern Show.
Friends, here's a reality check. Your biggest retirement expense likely isn't groceries or health care. It's taxes. Add inflation eating away at your dollar, and it's easy to see why so many run out of money. Lassiter Capital helps solve that problem by giving you access to real estate investments designed to generate income, protect against inflation, and provide huge tax advantages. Founder Ty Lassiter calls it the 4 keys to investment success. Visit LassiterCapital.com/Starnes or call 817-912-1569 to schedule your free consultation.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
That's right, Todd. I know you've been seeing results with it. I've lost weight with it. It's proven. It's got a huge 86% success rate with 90 days. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. That is proven for almost 30 years. It's not going to be overnight results with Calitrin. This is not a drug. It's not a stimulant. You're not going to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, but you are going to do it the right way, giving your body back what it needs, turning it back into that fat-burning machine that it used to be. So if you're ready to jump on those New Year's resolutions, stock up and save big with Calitrin today. We've got the Christmas sale on the website, toploss.com, and free gifts with every purchase. Toploss.com or call 833-TOP-LOSS.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and be sure to use that promo code TODD.
America has a new choice for fair and balanced news. ToddStarnes.com. Journalism you can trust from some of the best reporters and opinion writers in the business. ToddStarnes.com takes you to the front lines of the culture war, defending faith, freedom, and your family. ToddStarnes.com also features exclusive interviews with America's top newsmakers like Mike Huckabee, Franklin Graham, and Newt Gingrich. Find out why millions of Americans read ToddStarnes.com every day. It's news you can trust. ToddStarnes.com.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You know, Mike has a passion to help everybody get the best sleep of their life, and he didn't stop by creating the best pillow. He also created the best bed sheets ever. Mike is offering the best deal on his Percale bed sheets. You can get a set for as low as $24.98. The MyPillow Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. They look great, they feel great, and that means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Also, for a limited time, when you order over $100 worth of merch, you're going to get $100 in free digital gifts. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $24.98. Order now or call 800-839-8506 and use promo code STARNS. That's 800-839-8506. Use promo code STARNS.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us today. This is the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Very excited about next week, our Christmas Day show. 3 hours, it's all Christmas. You're going to love it. We're going to have a great time together. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Jerry in Iowa, listening to us on KXEL. Hi, Jerry. What's going on?
Hello, Brother Todd. So a quick aside before my main question. I think the liberals and the Muslims, I don't know how to say it, they don't want to release or lead to the identity of the brown shooter because they like to intimidate locally, but they don't want to get the ire of the sleepy masses who are comfy on their couches. I mean, the sermons might get a little too specific. So, I mean, that's what you're asking to come into community. But the main reason I'm calling is I wanted to ask you about the Chick-fil-A situation. I mean, what's going on? Are they switching to like dude filet? I mean, if I go to the menu and I look up on the board, maybe it's like I'll have the trans filet. And the main reason I'm worried about this is because of hormones in the meat. So are the chicken breasts, are they going to be smaller now? I mean, I'm worried about biting into a sandwich and finding out it's really a cock-a-doodle-doo. And so this is news to me. I just found out. And, maybe their chickens should be some kind of a Muslim sacrifice, because I really don't like this whole change, this DEI thing. Could you kind of recap that a little bit?
Well, sure. And if you missed the story, and we're going to talk about it tonight on Newsmax, but the story is Chick-fil-A, at least a franchise in Utah, has embraced and celebrated same-sex marriage, and the corporate headquarters is now affirming that. So they've clearly had a change in their philosophies and their belief system on that. I would contend, though, this is not a matter of a chick becoming a dude. I think this is more of a trans poultry issue. And I say that because Chick-fil-A, introduced the cauliflower sandwich. And so they want the cauliflower identified as a chicken at the time. And of course, that just did not work. It was not it actually had an aftertaste before you bit into it. So there you go, Cherry. Did he say cock-a-doodle too? Oh, I don't think you can say that on the radio, Jerry. All right, hang tight, everybody. Hour 3 of the big show coming up, I think.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies and fiber and spice supplements. Our ingredients are 16 whole fruits, 15 whole vegetables, 4 powerful fibers, and 12 aromatic spices. It's one irresistible combo.
Oh, I have a friend, Julia, who has taken a Balance of Nature now for quite some time, and she said, "Oh, Becky, ask your doctor about taking Balance of Nature." So I talked to my doctor about it, and she said, "Oh, try it."
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
From Affirm Films and director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story. When John O'Leary suffers burns over 100% of his body, it's a battle for survival. But through the care and support of community heroes, John's resilience leads him to discover what it means to truly live.
The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire.
Soul on Fire. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Now playing. More information is available at soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on Fire. Jesus is not welcome in a New York high school because educators say our Lord is not inclusive. Kennedy Canales is a student at Plattsburgh Senior High School. She petitioned leadership to start a Jesus Club. School leaders signed off on another kid's secular club, but the Jesus Club was rejected. Kennedy was told that her club was not inclusive. Instead, they recommended a more generic name like the Faith Club. They said the club could not be overtly Christian. Now, the American Center for Law and Justice now representing Kennedy. They say the school violated the Equal Access Act. Under the law, public schools must allow religious clubs equal terms. So if you let the non-Christians have a club, you got to let the Christians have a club. The law, mighty clear. And the notion that Jesus is not inclusive is simply not true. The Bible clearly quotes our Lord as offering a personal invitation to everybody. Come unto me all who are weary and burdened. I'm Todd Starnes.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute. Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's Common Sense Conservative Commentary from Todd Starnes.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. This is pretty exciting. President Trump announcing just a really grand celebration for America 250. And 2026 is going to be filled with all sorts of amazing things. So, first of all, the largest fireworks display in the world planned in our nation's capital. Also, a state fair on the National Mall. And we're also going to have UFC fight at the White House on Flag Day. Dylan, that's going to be a lot of fun.
I forgot about that we're doing the UFC fight. That's awesome.
It's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, that's going to be hosted by Dana White, who's the head honcho over at UFC. The Great American State Fair is going to have representation from all 50 states on the National Mall and will anchor the July 4th festivities as President Trump reprises the salute to America. Also, the president is going to erect a ginormous triumphal arch. He says that the construction would start in the very near future, and a statue garden featuring American heroes. This is all very exciting, but the thing that really gets me is that the president is planning something called, are you ready for this, Dylan? Patriot Games.
Ooh.
So they're going to, is it going to be sort of like Hunger Games? I don't know.
This is like the Olympics, but patriotic, maybe?
But patriotic. So it's all athletic. The president is going to select the greatest high school athletes across the nation, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. Wait a second. This...
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's going to be a 4-day event called Patriot Games, which will take place during the fall. And the president saying that there will be no men playing in women's sports. I should hope not. People are now comparing it to the Hunger Games. Brian Tyler Cohen, a far-left political commentator, says, we asked for affordable health care, and Republicans are giving us the Hunger Games. I don't know. I kind of like the idea. You know what? Why can't we salute the best and the brightest? Why can't we get out there and honor the best that each state has to offer? I think this is going to be a massive success. That's what I think it's going to be. And I don't know about you, but I'm proud to be an American. Always have been. My country, right or wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Right or wrong, my country. So good for you, President Trump. And thank you for making America not only great again, but making America matter. America is, like he said last night in his speech, like the hottest country on earth. I mean, it is. We're good. By the way, tonight, the Todd Starnes Show, 5 o'clock on Newsmax. Millions of people are now tuning into Newsmax, watching us on cable, going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2, downloading our free Newsmax app on their smartphones and TVs. Reuters says we are now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night you can watch great shows. Rob Finnerty, Carl Higbee, yours truly. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming. Download the free app today. Takes just seconds to start. And let President Trump know that you stand with Newsmax, real news for real people. Well, our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. What do you think about the president's America 250 celebrations? We're going to have to broadcast from D.C. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. That's what we're going to have to do. Have you heard this crazy story out of California? There was a woman, and she approached an elderly worker at Target. And it was pretty horrifying. The woman was wearing some sort of a Charlie Kirk shirt. And somebody came over, a woman came over, and her name is Michaela Ponce. and she started filming and harassing and cursing out this elderly woman because she was wearing a Charlie Kirk shirt. It's insane. So anyway, the CEO, it turns out the woman, the attacker, works for a healthcare organization. Here is the head of that healthcare organization talking about the employee. Cut one.
Enlo Health acknowledges that the off-hours behavior by a medical assistant employed in one of our outpatient clinics, as depicted in a recent social media post, was abhorrent and deeply concerning for our caregivers, our organization, and our community. The target employee who was verbally accosted in this post deserves significant credit for handling the situation in a calm and collected manner. We appreciate the many individuals who have seen this post and exercised restraint as they voice their personal views regarding this situation. Unfortunately, many thousands of others have chosen to use profanity-laced language to express their disapproval to Enlo caregivers. Apart from being unfair to our staff, these comments have overwhelmed our phone systems, impeding our ability to serve patients and their families. Rest assured, the behavior depicted in this video does not mirror Enlo Health's core values, and we are committed to doing what is right by taking the actions necessary to protect our patients and community. At this time, we ask for patience, grace, and civility as we do so. As part of our policy and commitment to confidentiality, Enlo Health does not provide comments or statements regarding individual employees or personnel matters. However, comments can be shared directly through a dedicated phone messaging system. That number is 530-332-9818, or using email share@enlo.org. That's SHARE.
Okay, I've had enough of this moron. So look, boo-hoo, sir. Sorry, I don't feel sorry for you at all. You people get what you deserve. Hiring tyrants like this woman. By the way, I want to tell you a little bit about the Target lady. She was wearing the Charlie Kirk Freedom T-shirt. It's red, and they're allowed to do that at Target. They interviewed her. The local media there in California interviewed her. Her name is Jeannie Beeman. And Miss Beeman is a very kind-hearted elderly woman. And she said, you know what? I don't want this woman to lose her job. She goes, I don't know who she was. I don't know what she was doing. She says, 2 wrongs don't make a right. You know, she wronged me, but I don't want to wrong her, or I don't want her wrong because it's not going to make it right. Okay, I think that makes sense. But I hear what she's saying. But you can't go around and treat people like this. Michaela Ponce is a nurse at Enlo Health, and she's the one who filmed the profanity-laced video. Here's Dylan, I have the greatest fear of this happening. You know, God forbid, I got to go back into the hospital with a heart issue, and I get a leftist nurse. I mean, I actually, you know, I'm sorry, but I do actually think about that. Is my healthcare, and that's why it took me forever to find a doctor, because you don't want a doctor who's a leftist, because in the back of your minds, when he says, oh, yeah, you're fit as a fiddle. No, you don't have diabetes. You don't have high blood pressure. Yeah, I don't have high cholesterol. Get on out there, live your life. Eat another cheeseburger, Starnes. Something would cause me to doubt some of what he said.
It's sad you have to think about that, though.
Right? It is. It really is. Because, I mean, this is especially the nurses. I mean, some of these nurses are slap crazy. And it's always the nurses and the male nurses. They're the ones. I mean, they post all the videos talking about how, you know, they would not give a patient their medicine. Oh, my God. I feel like I need to have an emergency Barack Hussein Obama, like, hope and change T-shirt that I can just have on my person at all times. So if, you know, I keel over, they're like, oh, wow, he's an Obama supporter. Get everything, get all the team together. We've got to do whatever we can to save this life.
Excellent strategy, Todd.
Well, remember what happened when I fell and broke my ankle in downtown Memphis?
Yes.
That godforsaken HOA that doesn't keep up their sidewalks. And I was wearing the red MAGA hat. Nobody stopped. I'm sprawled out on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Nobody stopped.
You need a backup opposite hat.
I would have had a Biden or Kamala, a bottle of Josh.
Yeah. Bottle of Josh. Hey, I drink Josh. Stand down.
I wouldn't have admitted that.
Well, my mother knows. That's all that matters.
Does the wife know?
She knows.
That's matters.
She started it, if that helps.
Okay, well, that does help.
I just,
I'm not going to judge.
I participate.
Where do you cook your collard greens?
In the correct place,
Okay,
not the bathtub.
Not the bathtub. All right, I'm just checking here.
I'm fine, Todd. Don't worry about
I'm good. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate that. So anyway, all that to say, yes, I feel very weird that this woman is a nurse and she treats people like that in public. And I would be very concerned. I don't know about you. Do you, or am I just really, am I paranoid about this? Because I think we're living in a day and age where liberals will want to cause you harm or discomfort, whether that be, let's say you've got a far left car mechanic. I think most car mechanics are pretty conservatives. But, I mean, are they really giving you the best service is what I'm trying to get at. This is honestly, and in all honesty here, I used to eat out quite a bit. It's just a lot more convenient because of my busy schedule and the fact that I'm one person, so I don't like to cook for multiple people. I do not eat out as much, hardly at all. And one of the reasons why is I'm really concerned that somebody might put something in the food. And I've heard that from others that are conservative and that are on TV, that are in the pundit world, that are pretty well known, and it's the same thing with them. They either cook at home and don't go out, or they go to a specific place where they know and trust the people that are preparing their food. And it's really sad you have to live in this kind of a country, kind of like poor Jacob York over at Olivet Nazarene. And what's going on with the Nazarenes, by the way? Bunch of far leftists over there. But it's really sad that you live in a country now where conservatives, this is life. This is what persecution is looking like in the United States of America. It's not a pretty look, by the way. All right, got to take a break here. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Todd Starnes.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You know, Mike has a passion to help everybody get the best sleep of their life. And he didn't stop by creating the best pillow. He also created the best bed sheets ever. Mike is offering the best deal on his Percale bed sheets. You can get a set for as low as $24.98. The MyPillow Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. They look great, they feel great, and that means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Also, for a limited time, when you order over $100 worth of merch, you're going to get $100 in free digital gifts. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $24.98. Order now or call 800-839-8506 and use promo code STARNS. That's 800-839-8506. Use promo code STARNS. America doesn't need barbed wire or secret police to lose freedom. All it takes is silence. Live Not by Lies is a gripping docuseries by Angel Studios that reveals how soft totalitarianism is creeping into everyday life. Through powerful stories from people who lived under communism, it warns of what happens when we surrender truth for safety. This is a must-watch for anyone who loves faith, family, and freedom. Stream the series now, only on Angel Guild, by visiting angel.com/starns. We are living in dangerous and unstable times. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Starnes. Pandemics, international insecurity, shortages, supply chain disruptions. and an economy on the brink. We know we can't simply trust the government to protect us. Now more than ever, everyone needs to be prepared. And being prepared is more than just stockpiling ammo, food, and supplies. Being prepared should also include stockpiling critical prescription medications. And that's where my friends at the Wellness Company come in. Their medical emergency kit contains the prescriptions, antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics that you need to keep you and your family safe, from anthrax to tick bites to COVID and even to a bioweapon like the plague. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Go to twc.health/Starnes today and order. That's twc.health/Starnes. Use the promo code STARNES and you're going to save an extra 10%.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow. You sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
We have some breaking news out of Chandler, Arizona. The Chandler Primary North School. Dylan just brought this to my attention. This is a doozy. The Chandler Primary North School in Arizona emailing students and parents, rather, to inform them that one of their male teachers was transitioning to a female. I want to read the email to you. Dear parents, I'm writing to share an update regarding our physical education teacher, Coach Jarman. Coach Jarman has recently undergone a personal transition and will now be known as Lily. I'm sorry. Why is that funny? What?
It's always Lily.
It's always Lily. I was thinking Marge.
Marge.
Darlene. Students may continue to use coach when addressing the staff member. The school district follows all non-discrimination policies, including those related to gender, and remains committed to providing a respectful and supportive environment for every student and employee. Please take a moment to let your child know that Coach Please take a moment to let your child know that Coach Lily's appearance has changed. Oh, I think that's going to be pretty noticeable. The school goes on, we want to make sure PE classes can continue smoothly without unnecessary questions. Coach, what happened to your balls? No, the basketball, sir, we can't find them anywhere. We've looked high and low. Basketballs. Coach Lily's focus remains on teaching and supporting students in PE. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'm also happy to schedule a phone call. And by the way, in case any of you want to, the guy actually listed the phone number here, 480-798-6447. If you want to reach out to the school district. At some point, if you don't actually know your physical identity, should you really be a physical education coach? That's what I'm wondering here. So we'll keep you updated on all that. But good luck. Yet again, ladies and gentlemen, another reason why you should consider homeschooling your children. All right, coming up, we're going to play some audio. This is brilliant. An American patriot went off on illegal aliens. This was out in California. And I think the American people are just reaching this point of exasperation. They've had it. They're done. They're tired of their tax dollars going to take care of all these other people that are not from here. And people are just sick and tired of it. And they're ready to move on. So we're going to play some of that coming up in the next segment. Also, here's CNN's Harry Enton talking about the Democrat approval ratings, cut 12.
That's right now.
Yeah, Democrats in the minds of the American public are lower than the Dead Sea. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look.
Lower
the net
than
approval
the
rating for
Dead
Democrats
Sea.
in Congress. You said it, Kate Baldwin. The lowest ever. Look at this. Overall, they are 55 points underwater. Their approval rating is south of 20%. It's even worse when you look at independents. Look at this. Negative 61 points. That means that their approval rating is 61 points lower than their disapproval rating. Quinnipiac has been polling this question for the better part of the 21st century. They have never found Democrats, at least those in Congress, in worse shape than they are right now.
That's independents and overall, but what about Democrats on Democrats?
Yeah, what about Democrats on Democrats? So part of the reason overall is so low is independents are driving it low, but that's not the only reason it's so low. What about Democrats on Democrats? Democrats' net approval rating of congressional Democrats. I want you to keep in mind, they had never rated Democrats negatively until this year. And right now, what are we talking about? We're talking about a net approval rating from Democrats. This is Democrats on Democrats. Their approval rating is actually lower than the disapproval rating, and that is quite the drop from October. I think during the shutdown, there was a bit of a boost for Democrats, right? There was a rallying around the flag effect going on, but Democrats did not like how that shutdown turned out. They have returned against Democrats in Congress, and you mentioned Dan Goldman in that intro. One of the reasons that Dan Goldman is in trouble right now in a potential primary against Brad Ladner is because at this point, the Democratic base is so upset with Democrats. So even if Democrats take back Congress, don't be surprised if Dan Goldman ain't there because of numbers like this one.
There you go. Well said, CNN. It's over for the Democrats. Oh, this item just coming in from the White House. They have officially renamed, this is the Kennedy Center Board of Directors. They voted to rename the Kennedy Center in honor of President Trump. According to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, it will now be known as the Trump Kennedy Center. Your reaction to that and more coming up. We'll be right back.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go! Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash. Fantastic. Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everybody. Good to have you with us. Great to visit with Congressman David Kostoff yesterday on the Newsmax show. Let's take a listen to that conversation. Joining me now, Congressman David Kostoff, a Republican from Tennessee. Congressman, you were in that room last night. What was that like to hear the president utter those words?
Thank you for having me. Well, first of all, it's an honor anytime to be at the White House, especially for a holiday party. I was at the Hanukkah party last night, as you mentioned, one of the other parties last week. By the way, for those people watching, the White House is beautifully decorated for Christmas time and for the holidays. But to be in that room, in the East Room of the White House, Todd, where the president talked about the nation's support for Israel, condemning very, very strongly anti-Semitism with the likes of Mark Levin, for example, who was there last night, who proclaimed President Trump is the first Jewish president because of his strong stance of Israel and for the Jewish people. It was very heartening. And there were Jewish people in the East Room of the White House from all around the nation who were there to celebrate Hanukkah with him, to hear the president's words. The president didn't hold back, and he talked about, obviously, his strong support of Jewish Americans and the United States' commitment to Israel.
You know, the president also lamented that Congress is becoming anti-Semitic. Who do you think he was talking about there?
Well, I think he said it. He talked about members of the squad specifically, and he singled some of them out. He talked about that coming from the left side. I will note that there were some non-Jewish Congresspeople who were there. There were at least one or two Democrats that were there, and again, he condemned those who are on the left side, those Democrats, those members of the squad. But he talked about how more prevalent anti-Semitism is becoming in the United States Congress. And unfortunately, he's right. And it's a sad indictment, a sad statement, but I think he called it out, Todd, and he called it out correctly.
You know, Congressman Randy Fine was on my show yesterday, and he says America is under a direct threat from what he called mainstream Muslims. Let's take a listen.
Well, I think we have to say that we have had enough, and we have to stop letting them in, which President Trump has expanded today. He has said no more so-called Palestinians coming into the country. We need to send all of them home that are here. And then for people like Ilhan Omar, who engage in immigration fraud to become Americans, we need to prosecute, denaturalize, and deport. The future of Western civilization is at stake here. And the question is, have we had enough? How many more people have to die?
Do you disagree with anything the congressman just said?
Well, I don't know about deporting everybody. I will say that, they refer to Randy Fine as the Hebrew Hammer. And I think that's, he's got the appropriate name. But look, we do have a problem in the country. We do have a problem with those who don't necessarily identify. And look, this anti-Semitism issue is really becoming more prevalent. It's becoming more prevalent on the left side of the aisle. And I don't want to condemn everybody, because we have some very, very strong members of the House of Representatives on the Democrat side who will call this stuff out. And I'm proud of them, and I support them. But as we hear this becoming more and more common, it's for people like me and Randy Fine to call them out. And we'll continue to do that.
Congressman Steve Cohen, who represents a good swath of Memphis, catching a little bit of heat for something he said today, saying about illegal aliens in Tennessee. He says even if they did come into the country illegally, they are necessary and needed. And he said that criminal illegal aliens should be allowed to stay in this country. What say you to that?
Yeah. Well, I think illegal aliens are illegal aliens. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, I think that we support people who come through this country the right way, the lawful way. And we have plenty of those people in our community and across the nation who work hard to earn their citizenship or to get their green card. But if people are here illegally, if they've crossed that border unlawfully, then we had an election last year, and one reason that Donald Trump was elected by the margins that he was elected was because people wanted to see something done about unlawful immigration, those people who are here illegally. And Donald Trump has accomplished that goal. He has essentially shut down the southern border. The majority of American people agree with him. The majority of the people, Todd, in those 7 swing states agree with him, and that's why they voted for him. So if you're not here legally, you're not here lawfully, you should be deported.
All right, that was Congressman David Kostoff on the Newsmax show last night, and I want to bring you up to speed. We, again, have some breaking news to share with you. People magazine now confirming NASCAR driver Greg Biffle, his wife, and their children were on board that plane that crashed earlier this morning in North Carolina, Statesville, North Carolina. Authorities said that a plane belonging to Biffle, 55, crashed while landing at Statesville Regional Airport, 10:20 a.m. Eastern Time. The FAA confirmed the crash to People magazine, said an investigation was underway. Shortly after the news broke, NASCAR driver and a longtime friend of Biffle's, Garrett Mitchell, known as the internet personality Cletus McFarland, said it was Biffle and his family on the plane. Here's what Mitchell wrote. Unfortunately, I can confirm Greg Biffle, his wife Christina, their daughter Emma, and son Ryder were on that plane because they were on their way to spend the afternoon with us. We are devastated. I am sorry to share this. So that information just coming out on People magazine. Greg Biffle, NASCAR driver, a great humanitarian to the people of Western North Carolina, has perished in a plane crash. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
Truth and nothing but the truth. You're listening to Todd Starnes.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Thought, well, just for the heck of it, I'll try this Balance of Nature. But I thought, all right, I'll do it for 1 month, and then I can cancel. And so I ordered it for 1 month. I have told so many people about this stuff. They think I'm crazy. So for me to say I would continue to do it means it's got to be good.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
I get it, Todd. You know, I've lost 40 pounds with Calitrin, too. When you start waking up feeling better than you have in a while, you're losing the inches, the pounds, you're seeing that scale move. That's what Calitrin does. It helps you get you back. You know, we get testimonials all the time. Had one just yesterday come in from Kathy W. She said, I've been taking Calitrin almost a month. I'm down 3 pounds already, sleeping so much better. Saw a comment on Facebook this morning, too. Robert said he's used Calitrin for years on and off whenever he needs to lose the weight. Calitrin is tried. It's true. It's trusted. And it's good for you. So get ready to lose the weight this year. Get the New Year's resolution goals going right now with our big Christmas sale. Go to toploss.com. You'll see that there. That's toploss.com.
Thanks, Elizabeth. And be sure to use that promo code TODD. Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists, so if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are 2 ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week, or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the Recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at smokeybear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Dylan, this is pretty much consuming all of social media. Everybody, all the accolades coming in for Greg Biffle and his wife and kids. This is going to be a huge, huge loss for NASCAR.
Yeah, huge. And the fact that he was such a great humanitarian, and he did I saw over 140, flights with, via helicopter, just supplying supplies and everything you need to, rescue people from the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. It's just incredible what he did, and this will be a big loss.
Now, Fox 8 out of Charlotte reporting on this as well. We also understand Congressman Richard Hudson is confirming the information we just shared with you as well. The plane had apparently taken off from this regional airport in Statesville when there was some sort of there was an issue with the plane. There had been some reporting that perhaps a door open light had been activated. There was a very quick attempt to return back to the airport. Conditions were very bad, and apparently they hit a tree line before they were able to reach the airport. Want to read this from Congressman Richard Hudson, who represents District 9 in Congress, and he wrote this. The congressman also, let's see here, a member of the House GOP leadership, says, "I'm devastated by the loss of Greg, Christina, and their children. My heart is with all who, who love them. They were friends who lived their lives focused on helping others. Greg was a great NASCAR champion who thrilled millions of fans, but he was an extraordinary person as well and will be remembered for his service to others as much as for his fearlessness on the track." The Biffles flew hundreds of rescue missions in western North Carolina after Hurricane Helene. The last time I spoke with Christina just a couple of weeks ago, she reached out to ask how she could help with relief efforts in Jamaica. That's who the Biffles were. Our prayers are with their family, friends, and everyone grieving this unimaginable loss. This is just truly a huge, huge loss for not only North Carolina, but of course for the NASCAR family as well. So again, that information coming to us from Congressman Richard Hudson. And if you'd like to weigh in on the passing of Greg Biffle, especially all you folks in North Carolina, WHKP over in Hendersonville, the amount of work they did just helping people, ministering to people, and reaching out to people in need, that really is truly who they are. And I think that's one of the reasons why people love NASCAR so much. It's that sort of spirit, helping your neighbors, that really exudes the NASCAR spirit. Wow, what a terrible loss. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. I have to remind you about our good friends over at Patriot Mobile, America's only wireless service that's owned by Christians and conservatives. And when you're doing business with Patriot Mobile, you're actually doing business with people who are Christians and conservative, and they use their profits to help out other ministries. They're firm supporters of the pro-life movement and the Second Amendment as well. So it's very simple to switch, and I would encourage you to go check them out. PatriotMobile.com/Todd. That's PatriotMobile.com/Todd. It is very simple to switch over. No hassle. You can keep your number, you keep your phone, or you can upgrade. Their customer service team is based right here in America. they actually hire Christian college kids to run their call centers. So you're going to be talking with great young people as they work with you and to get you into a new phone. By the way, if you're stuck in a contract or owe money on your phone, no worries at all. Patriot Mobile has a contract buyback program as well. This is how we win, ladies and gentlemen, by aligning our spending with our values. Every dollar we spend matters, and that's why I want you to check out patriotmobile.com/Todd or give them a call, 972-PATRIOT. Use my promo code Todd and get a free month of service. Again, patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT and be sure to use that promo code Todd. All right, I want to play this audio. This is from California, and you've got a patriot just going off on illegal aliens who are basically flooding this poor guy's city. He's actually, as he's speaking, he's holding a giant American flag. Cut number 7, please.
Hold on. Sir, it's your turn. You've got 3 minutes.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Nicholas Andrew Torres. I'm here to speak.
Excuse me, sir. Everybody. No.
Let the man speak.
He's got his 3 minutes. Let's give him his 3 minutes.
Can I restart my time?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Restart my time. Thank you.
Go ahead.
So,
Please.
In the United States, I know most of you are probably from Mexico where you don't have the First Amendment, but that's something we have here where we have the right to freedom of speech. And I just wanted to say something too. It's true. You guys don't have a First Amendment. You don't have respect for civil liberties or rights, but that's okay. I'm speaking. Thank you. So anyways, the point I'd like to make here is a couple things. One, these people here are, passionately talking about ICE agents coming into their communities and you don't know their identities. Well, you know who we really don't know the identities of? Any of the illegal aliens who've been invading our country for the past 60 years.
Wow.
Yeah, how about when you see the farm worker, is that going to be like the same farm worker that murdered Molly Tibbetts?
That's a true story.
Yeah, how do you know when the Honduran fruit seller is out there? How do you know he didn't one of the many women who came up here? According to the Univision study done in 2015, 80% of women who come to this country are trafficked and think about that. How do we know they're not one of those? How do we know they're not one of those?
Excuse me.
So that's the first thing. That's the first thing. I think ICE should be allowed to act with impunity. I think they should go to every Home Depot. I think they should go to every school, every quinceañera, and build the wall and deport every single one of these guys, because they don't make our country great. They make it worse. They bring it down. They use public services, and Americans are sick and tired of it. We're sick and tired of it in our country. So let me say this too. We want to, they say you want to know the identities of these ICE agents. We don't know any of the identities of these murderers coming into our country. Let me also say this too. This same city council in Costa Mesa, if you vote to make these people take their masks off, this was the same city that was arresting people for refusing to wear masks during COVID. So now what is it? When we want to enforce the law and take our country back, you want to put the men in danger? Is that what you want to do? No. And let me mention this. Let me end on this.
Let's hear it.
Let me end on this.
Excuse me, let's hear the man.
Let the man speak.
Let me say this. People are out here quoting Martin Luther King. They're out here saying other things. I'm gonna give a quote. I'm gonna give a quote from John Jay. He signed the Treaty of Paris in our American Revolution, and from Federalist Number 2. With equal pleasure, I have taken often notice that Providence has been blessed to give this country to one united people, a people descended from the same ancestors, speaking the same language, professing the same religion, attached to the same principles of government, very similar in their manners and customs, and who, by their joint councils, arms, and efforts, fighting side by side throughout a long and bloody war.
That's your 3 minutes. That's your 3 minutes, sir.
Oh, that's sort of depressing, isn't it? They cut the guy off before he reached his climactic moment. The U.S. Your time has expired. And they cut him off. Poor guy. You know what? I think he speaks for a lot of Americans. I mean, this guy very passionate here, and I think a lot of people feel just like this guy does. Oh, we have some breaking news from the White House. This is exciting. I guess we may as well use it. We paid for it. We may as well use it.
Breaking news now on the Todd Starnes Show.
All right, President Trump, ladies and gentlemen, has officially reclassified marijuana from Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug, which places it in the same category as Tylenol with codeine. The president said marijuana can be legitimate in terms of medical applications when carefully administered. Prescription painkillers have legitimate uses, but can also do damage. I promise to be the president of common sense, and that's exactly what I am doing. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. No, you cannot smoke. No, he's not legalizing marijuana, so you can't go out and smoke a joint right now, ladies and gentlemen. All you folks listening to us in Denver, just hold up for a second. So that's going to make a lot of people very, very happy. I think the president's going to be issuing some and dropping some big executive orders and announcements as we get closer to the midterms that will make a lot of people happy. So there you go. One person writing in, as a former hospice nurse and forever patient advocate, I am thrilled by this news. Another says now the farmers and producers can get financing. Oh, now I know what I can do with that 30 acres where the radio towers are. All right, there you go. All right, folks, we've got to scoot out of here. It has been a great day, busy day. We'll see you tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern on Newsmax. Be good, everybody.